Are you Tony Stank?
Yes, this is Tony Stank.
This video is brought to you by Ninja Funk. Help save the universe from bad music by telling your local comic shop to order Whatnot Publishing's first original comic, coming out on November 2nd. Big shout out to JPG, That Spider-Man Booth, street level hero, for this awesome project. What's going on, everybody? GemMint here, and yes, I'm sorry, I know I haven't been as consistent with the content recently. If you guys have been keeping up with me on socials, you know we've been going through a move, traveling to conventions, and been under the weather a little bit as well, so we're back with another statue unboxing and review. And if you guys have seen my video on the top 10 XM Studio statues that I've always loved but never owned, this was one of them. The XM Studios Classic Iron Man, the comic version in quarter scale. Always wanted to review this, and big thanks to our good friend and partner over at Organic Price Books, JP, for sending this to see if I would like it, to decide if I'm going to buy it. So that's what we're going to do together. We're going to see if I should purchase this from JP, and is this really the best quarter scale Iron Man statue? Let's jump into it. All right, here we go. So kind of a smaller box for XM, only one box. I'm not mad at it. Let's remove the lid here. You can see that we do have that pamphlet with the art print, and we'll see what else is inside. This is early XM, so it doesn't have that not for resale on the bottom right of the print, and it's a beautiful art print as well, man. Looks great. Wow. All right, so besides the art print, we do have the Assemblage Handbook. So a nice thick book here that tells us how to assemble the statue. It has nice pictures and everything. So I'll definitely use that so I go in the right order. Flipping through. I don't want to spoil too much on the piece though, so let's go ahead and put that away. Taking off those straps, we'll remove the styrofoam lid and we'll reveal the first layer. So let's get all the plastic, all the tissue paper off. We'll see what we got. Got some legs, a few torsos. Looks like an Ultron torso as well. Let's take a look at that first, actually. Great detail on this Ultron Sentry. I love that kind of like dull metal finish on it. The battle damage on the head looks awesome, and all the wiring and inner workings of it look great. So intricate. You have those wires that are movable. More battle damage on the back. Great shine reflecting off the lights in the room as well. Onto Iron Man's torsos. So you have two, they have subtle differences. This one has more of a modernized take on the armor, I would say. A little bit more movie-like. You can see it has more of those type of plates and less like a human body or human anatomy. So that's what this second one looks like. More like that classic Iron Man where it looks like you can see his muscle details, but it's just the armor. Great red finish on there. You know, they have to have that fire engine red for Iron Man. And let's bring both torsos side by side so you can see those subtle differences. You see the left is more human-like, the right a little bit more robotic looking. Same with the back. Awesome. Here is the legs. Classic Iron Man look, love it. Has a lot of nice battle damage on it. You can see on the thighs there. The red shine is much more prominent than the yellow. The yellow is a little bit more matte, a little less out there compared to the red. And then we'll go ahead and take a look at the bottom layer. That's got the base and the arms, the two portraits. Let's go ahead and reveal those. All right, there we go. And here are the arms, like I said. So same great detail as we've seen in the legs, battle damage, the great paint job. I like the detail on the repulsor in his palm. Same with the left arm. A lot of nice details in the sculpt there. It's classic Iron Man, but it still has modernized, realistic takes to it. Here goes an arm for one of the Ultron Sentries. It's looking like it's grasping for life. The sculpt is great. I like the wrist action there. And then we have these two arc reactors, if you will, that'll go in the chest. One of them does light up. If I can actually do it right. Hold on. Here we go. And it actually, it's pretty bright. I'm impressed with that one. And the other one does not have the light up feature. And then onto the portrait. So Silver Age classic Iron Man, where you can see his eyes and mouth behind the mask. Never made sense to me, but I still like the look. Plus the battle damage. Plus it's got the great paint job, the detailed sculpt. And then you have Tony's unmasked portrait, which I think, especially for the age of this piece, looks amazing. The skin tone is awesome. The likeness to the comic book version is great. The hair looks amazing. They really nailed this portrait. And then onto the base, you have another destroyed Ultron Sentry torso, so there's going to be 2 total here. Then you just have this like black rocky base, small footprint, but still has a lot going on. I like this base. Swing it around, give you a better look at it. You have the wires there. And let's start getting this guy put together. So first thing we're going to do is put the legs in. Has a peg on his right foot. The left foot just has a little notch where his foot grooves into. Put the Ultron hand, the other Ultron torso right here. And then we're going to move on up a little bit, get Iron Man's torso on. All right, so we're going to start with the more classic version. Put his right hand down, which you can kind of finagle to grip on that head of Ultron. We'll put the left arm outstretched. We'll throw in that arc reactor. And then, of course, we'll do the portrait. We're going to start with the unmasked look. This is kind of the setup that the booklet shows you for the unmasked version. So no light up reactor, but then we'll go ahead and switch it to that more modernized torso. Get those arms back there how they were. That's the right arm, and then get that snug. Quickly put on the arc reactor. We already have it lit up. Left arm, and then the classic portrait. And then boom, those are the 2 looks. Let's take a better look at this guy in full. And there we have it, Tony Stark, Iron Man, the classic comic version in all his glory. This guy has a pretty reasonable footprint. He's only about 21.5 inches tall. You can see the diameter, not too much going on. Now, this is a long sold out piece. It originally retailed for 990 Singapore dollars, which is about $715 USD, but it has appreciated in value since then. I see an eBay sold listing for over $1,600, although there is a buy it now for what, $1,200 plus $225 shipping, so about a $1,500 piece. And you can see why. This is a great piece. Now, is it the best quarter scale Iron Man? Obviously, that's going to be subjective, but for me, being more of a comic fan than an MCU fan, I think it really is, man. Look how much presence this guy has. It's Iron Man. It is one of the main Avengers, and it's got so much going on this small footprint of a base. Like I said, just that dark concrete rubble, but you have destroyed Ultron sentries littered about. They have so much battle damage and so much intricacies in the sculpt, and they actually look like they were hurt when they were defeated. Iron Man gripping one of them with his right hand is pretty epic. And then his pose, it's a museum pose showing that he commands presence and that he's a leader. He's ready to repulsor blast another enemy coming his way. And even back then, XM Studios was offering these different switch outs. The additional torso, the switch out portrait for Tony Stark, which again is spot on. Here we can see Tony Stark in the Iron Man armor. Let's go ahead and switch it so we can see what it looks like with the other switch out. The only thing I think XM could have done a little bit better is give it a different positioning with the switch out torso. Otherwise, it's really just for aesthetics. And I think if they were to redo this piece today, that's probably the route they would go. Give it a different torso, but maybe he's looking in a different direction, or maybe it's much more battle damaged, or one's battle damaged and one's not. But either way, I am definitely digging this piece. I'm not really collecting quarter scale, but this is one that I always wanted to review from pictures. I always thought it was the best Iron Man statue. And for me, for quarter scale, I think that it is, man. But that's enough of what I think. Let me know what you think about the classic Iron Man by XM Studios in the comments down below. And thanks for watching. Stay minty fresh. And let's spin this guy on the turntable.
Nice suit. Zip it, Stanley.